Hello there, this is Kathie from Craft with Kathie. Thanks for joining me. I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago. If you would be kind enough to let me know where you're viewing from, that would be wonderful. Very quick little project tonight. I'm going to play around with something. I'm not quite sure how it'll turn out. We'll see. I know what I have in my mind's eye, but that doesn't mean that it's going to actually be as I'm envisioning it, but that's kind of the fun part of crafting, isn't it? So I'm just waiting for the computer to come up so that I can kind of see things and make sure that I truly am live. In the meantime, my project is going to be just on this little tag, so like I said, quick little project. I'm going to mix some color paste together though to get a custom color. And while I'm waiting for Humpty Dumpty over here to come back up, I'm going to wax this tag. It's wood, it's whitewashed wood from Club Couture. So to protect my transfer from it being a wooden surface and the potential of lifting up a splinter or something on the back of my adhesive surface or my adhesive transfer, I'm going to wax the surface, and also to slow down the absorption of any pigment from my chalk paste into the wood in case I make a mistake or something like that. So all I really need is a soft cloth or a paper towel to apply the wax. It's just a finishing paste. I don't have to wait for it to dry or anything. And I love our Club Couture paste because it has no fragrance. Sometimes some of this stuff is a little potent. And I'll be honest here, I'm coming off of a dang migraine that I had earlier today that was one of the worst I've ever had. So the last thing I would need to be doing is using some kind of finishing paste with a smell to it. So this is fragrance free, and I just rubbed it on. Part of why my voice is a little off too, it really knocked me on my butt today. Anyway, so I just rubbed it in, and now I'm just rubbing it off. If you enjoy my tutorials, please like, follow, and share. And if you want to be notified of new videos on YouTube, click subscribe so that you receive a notification. Any questions, any comments, please leave them below, and I will get back to your comments when I see them. I do live videos on Craft with Kathie on Facebook almost every weeknight. Please join me. Okay, so I've applied the wax, I've rubbed it in, I've rubbed it off, and we're good to go. And I'm going to be using the Hummingbird from the A Beautiful Thing transfer, which is June's Club Couture subscription offering. It's a beautiful little transfer, and this is what I made the other day with it. It has the wording, it has the hummingbird, of course, and then it has different flowers and stems. And I'm just going to borrow the hummingbird from it. I didn't bring a color tray over to my table, I forgot it, so I need to mix up two different colors. I'm going to be using Fig and Shimmer Frost, which is a shimmery kind of white. I just want a lighter bit of a purple, so I'm just going to mix this together on my surface. I just need a small amount of it. Oh wow, my fig seems like it's kind of thick. Spritz it with a little bit of distilled water to thin it down. You always want to use distilled water so that you don't run the risk of any of the minerals in your water interacting with the pigments of the paste and changing the color. I know some people say that don't use tap water because of the mold. I would hope that tap water wouldn't be an issue because of mold. I mean, heck, we drink it, right? So you would think your municipal water, whatever, would handle making sure there was no mold in it, but whatever. So I don't mix it, I don't use the tap because I don't want it altering my pigments, the color pigments. This is still a little thick and it's a little glumpy. It's kind of weird. This is one of our older kind of pastes. All our new pastes are creamy, dreamy new formula, and it doesn't seem like it's as prone to drying as quickly as our older formula. Our paste is made from chalk, so as chalk, you have to think about it, with the water evaporates, it will dry and harden up. I'm just taking a little dab of that out of this container. I'm going to have to come back here with my multi-tool and really mix this up well. I probably, most likely knowing me, I left the cover off while I was working, and that's what caused it to dry up. So I'm going to take a little bit of my Shimmer Frost, about 3 times as much as I took of the fig, and then I'm going to just mix the two of them up, which should give me somewhat of a lilac or a light purplish or whatever. The fig is kind of dark and highly pigmented, so we'll see what this comes out with. I might have to tamper with it a little bit. Ooh, look at this. This looks like actually a beautiful color. This might be exactly what I was going for. Usually I have to adjust things a little bit, but this looks really, really nice. My idea is to use the Hummingbird and to primarily focus on using colors that are in our shimmer paste. Now, isn't that a beautiful purple? Okay, so much for that. I'm also going to use, oh, I don't know, this, I have Lakeshore, which is a blue, but it's not a shimmer. I have my olive shimmer here, and I'm going to use a little bit of that. And obviously this isn't going to necessarily be true to form of a Hummingbird. A little bit of my Harvest shimmer, and a little bit of my Melon shimmer. Can you tell? I love the shimmers. They're just absolutely beautiful. Little bit of shimmer, not quite like glitter, but none of the mess of glitter. Oops. And this is my Lakeside Blue, which is not a shimmer, but it's a lighter blue, and I need a little bit of that. So before I actually apply my Hummingbird to my wood surface, I want to fuzz it. I have used this a few times already, but I'm going to fuzz it once and just peel it off of its backer. Our transfers are made out of vinyl, which is the teal, and silk screen, and you see through the silk screen to the backer. They're adhesive. Shiny side of the back is sticky, and then the carrier sheet, or the backer sheet, has one side that's shiny that goes against the adhesive side. The other side is dull. You always want to make sure you put the shiny side against the adhesive side so that your transfer doesn't inadvertently stick to something you don't want it to. Okay, this has a fair amount of stick. Maybe I'll fuzz it twice. And then I want to apply it to my wooden tag. And I know I have to do a little bit of playing around here to get this just right. I checked it out earlier to make sure it would fit, but I want to get it all on there and make sure that its little beak is on there also. Oops, I got my tail off a little bit. Here we go. And I know the beak's going to be right up near the hole of the tag, but that's fine. So I've got it on. Press it down, make sure I don't have any air bubbles. And then I'm going to use somewhat of the hot mess technique to apply these colors and then blend them together. So I'm just going to take a little bit of dab of my different colors and place it all over. Obviously this isn't going to be true to form of a Hummingbird. They are beautiful, and they're not still enough for you to really get a good look sometimes. And I've got the air conditioner blowing right on my table, so I'm going to have to be a little bit quick with this because I don't want my paste to dry out. The shimmers take a little bit longer to dry than our other paste, so I think I'm fine time-wise with that. Ooh, my green's kind of thick too. You just use little dabs of it here and there all over. do my made up color before it dries from the air hitting it right now. A little bit of my melon. Notice I'm not putting my stir sticks back in because I might very well have picked up some of the paste off of my transfer, so I don't want to take any chance of contaminating my jar by putting the stir stick back in. Oh, this is definitely multicolored. Pretty cool, actually. Let's see what it looks like when we're done. And then the Harvest Shimmer, just for a little bit of glitz and gold. Kind of picking up paste all over, aren't I? Okay. Then I'm going to spritz my finger with a little water, blend them together with my fingers. I don't want it too watery, but I want my fingers to be able to glide over this. This is the hot mess technique. I want to try and get as much coverage as I can. Now I'm going to wipe off my fingers and use my little squeegee to pull the paste through the silk screen of the transfer. And make sure I get all the way to the end, get the tail, get the beak up at the top, and hopefully I haven't muddied up my colors. Hopefully we've got a nice little blend. Oh yes, I think that's beautiful, but I did have a little air bubble down here, and you can see I've got a little blurring, and I normally have a little cotton swab that I can clean that up with, and it looks like I don't have any handy, so I'm going to take a stir stick and a piece of paper towel, wet it, and try and clean that up. Just kind of wrap my stir stick so it's got a little bit of point, moisten this, and come here along the bottom of the bird and the tail and wipe up what kind of bled because of the air bubble that I had. Maybe that looks good. Turn it around and get the other side. Just kind of need to see what I'm doing there. Here we go. Let me take another go at it and clean up the remainder. I don't want to blur what's come through the transfer though, so I'm getting kind of close there, but not too close. Voila! What do you think? Definitely a mixture of colors. Thank you so much for joining me. See you soon.